Today's a new flea market episode, and today, the stakes are way higher. Last time, I came here with $200, took risks, searched through junk, made mistakes, found treasures. But today, I decided to go bigger. Today, I brought $300 with me and went hunting for watches that could either make me a huge profit or turn this entire day into a disaster. And trust me, today I found some watches I never expected to see here. Swiss pieces, rare Orients, Citizen, Raymond Weil, some really weird models, and one watch I honestly thought was fake at first. So make sure you watch until the end, because near the end of this video, there's one of the craziest flea market finds I've had in a long time. And don't forget about the giveaway. On June 8th, one of the most active subscribers is getting a watch from my personal collection. Yeah, an actual watch from my collection. So, leave comments, answer the hidden questions in the videos, like the video, subscribe, and most importantly, watch until the end. The more active you are on the channel, the higher your chances of winning. All right, let's go to the flea market. The weather honestly wasn't great today. Windy, cloudy, looked like rain could start any second. But sometimes those are actually the best days to go, because fewer people show up, which means a better chance to find something before the resellers do. And literally, the first purchase already surprised me. These Swiss Continental watches, paid $35 for them. And honestly, I want to know what you think. Did I overpay, or did I actually get a deal? Almost immediately after that, I found an Orient titanium, only $20. At first glance, amazing deal. But later, when I got home, I realized the stem was broken, and I'm pretty sure the seller knew about it. That's flea markets for you. Sometimes you find treasure, sometimes you buy problems. But honestly, that risk is what makes this addictive. There's junk everywhere. Broken watches, fake watches, random weird stuff. But hidden somewhere in all that chaos could be something incredible. And then I saw this, a Vostok Amphibia, sniper dial. If you know amphibias, you know this is a seriously interesting version. And with the original bezel too. That's getting harder and harder to find. Paid $30 for it. And honestly, after restoration, I think this thing could easily sell for around $120 to $140. I've sold similar ones before for around that price. How do you guys feel about this one? Would you buy it? Then came some smaller finds. A women's Orient for $4. Then I randomly found a silver pocket watch chain. The clasps aren't silver, but the chain itself is. Paid only $2. Nice little find. Then I spotted this huge swatch, like ridiculously huge. And honestly, this was one of those purchases where logic disappears. I just liked it. Yeah, maybe I overpaid a little, $30, but the size, the design, it just looked cool. We'll see later how much I can sell it for. Then there were tons of what collectors call Franken watches. Basically watches made from random parts of different watches. Flea markets are full of those. But in the middle of all that, I suddenly spotted a really interesting Citizen. Automatic, titanium, skeleton dial, very cool model, paid $25. And honestly, I think this might be one of the most underrated finds of the day. Then I noticed a crowd of guys standing around one table. Medals, watches, old Soviet stuff. And whenever there's a crowd, that usually means something good is hiding there. At first, I saw mostly Soviet watches. But then I noticed a separate pile of Citizens. That's when things got interesting. Citizen Elegance Quartz, only $10. The reason it was so cheap? The clasp was broken, but the watch itself was working perfectly. And those are my favorite kinds of deals, when the problem looks scary, but actually isn't. Then I spotted an interesting Orient, but the price, $85. And this is where the internal battle starts. Because yeah, the watch is cool, but then you start thinking about polishing, servicing, repair costs, and watch repairs are expensive now. Sometimes the smartest move is walking away. But just a few minutes later, I almost froze when I saw this. Raymond Weil. Swiss. I honestly thought I was seeing things. You almost never find Raymond Weil watches at flea markets. Yeah, the gold plating is a little worn, but honestly, who cares? Because the important part is the watch itself. And want to know how much I paid? $20. Just $20. And it was running. That's real flea market magic right there. Tell me honestly, best find of the episode or not? Then we kept walking, and among a pile of clothes at an old lady's table, there was a Tissot. Yeah, just sitting there between random clothes. That's why you can never rush at flea markets. The best stuff is usually hiding in the weirdest places. Paid $10. Then more resellers, more antiques, more overpriced watches. And then another quartz Orient. The gold plating is a little worn, but overall condition is still pretty solid. Paid $12. Then I found a Seiko quartz chronograph. Working. $20. Very nice pickup. But then came a watch that honestly confused me. At first, I was 100% sure it was fake. But nope, original sector. Very unusual model. Really cool design. Paid $30. And I still don't know if that was cheap or expensive. You tell me. Then, I bought a watch I probably didn't need to buy at all. Old Swiss watch. Very old. Probably late 1940s, maybe early 1950s. Possibly even older. Paid only $3. So now I want to ask you, restore it or leave it exactly the way it is? Then another Orient appeared. $55. And this time, I walked away. Because sometimes, the best deal is the one you don't make. But right next to it, I found Casio Edifice watches for $20. Now that felt more interesting. Then the wind started getting stronger, people started packing up, and inside a random junk box, I found Casio watches for $5. That's what I love. Because sometimes the $5 junk box is where you find Omega watches. Yeah, that actually happens. Then another Vostok Komandirsky for $5. A women's Orient for $4. Not working, but perfect for parts. Then a Molnia, still running, $8. And the final purchase of the day, Sentia, Swiss, only $2. And at that moment, I realized today was actually a really good flea market day. But now the big question. Which watch was your favorite? Which one would you keep for yourself? And do you think I can actually make a good profit from all these finds? Don't forget about the giveaway. One of the most active subscribers is getting a watch from my personal collection. So, leave comments, answer the hidden questions, like the video, and subscribe. Because the next flea market episodes are going to get even crazier. Good luck, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video.